It's the most wonderful time of the year. Well, that's what they tell you anyway. Lights on every house, carols on repeat, family gatherings and office parties, everyone posting their perfect holiday moments on Instagram while sipping hot cocoa and wearing matching pajamas. Meanwhile, you're white knuckling your way through another department store, trying not to lose your shit when some kid sets off a toy that makes explosion sounds, or you're sitting at a family dinner, surrounded by people who love you, feeling more alone than you ever did downrange. Welcome to The Forge. I'm Joey, and today we're talking about something nobody wants to discuss during the season of joy: why the holidays are fucking brutal for a lot of veterans. We're going to get heavy before we get hopeful, because pretending this isn't real doesn't make it go away. But we're also going to talk about how to survive it, how to support the veterans in your life, and how to make it through to January without becoming another statistic. This one's for the veterans who are struggling right now, and it's for the families and friends who see that struggle and don't know what to do about it. Let's get to work. Let me start with some statistics that should piss you off. 64% of people with mental illness say the holidays make their condition worse. Not a little harder, worse. 1 in 4 veterans lives with a mental health condition. That's 25% of us. PTSD, depression, anxiety, TBI, substance use disorders, often multiple conditions at the same time. Veterans are 1.5 times more likely to die by suicide than civilians. That number doesn't go down during the holidays. In fact, for some age groups, it spikes. Here's what's interesting, though, and this surprised me when I researched it. Veteran suicide rates are actually lower on most major holidays: Christmas, Thanksgiving, Memorial Day, even the 4th of July, despite all the fireworks. But here's one exception: New Year's Day. Veteran suicide rates spike on January 1st, especially for veterans aged 25 to 34. Suicide rates for that group jump 64% on New Year's Day compared to other days. Why? Because the holidays aren't just one day. There's 6 weeks of sustained pressure, isolation, triggers, and expectations that build and build and build until something breaks. The holiday season doesn't start the fire, it just keeps adding fuel until you can't contain it anymore. So let's talk about why this season is uniquely difficult for veterans. First, there's the social pressure to be happy. Everyone around you is celebrating. Your family wants you to enjoy yourself. Coworkers are throwing parties. Strangers wish you happy holidays like it's a command, not a greeting. And you're supposed to smile and say, "You too," while your brain is screaming that disconnect between what you're actually feeling, what everyone expects you to feel. That's exhausting. It's like running a patrol where you're constantly scanning for threats while pretending everything's fine. Second, crowds and noise. Shopping malls packed with people, loud parties, music everywhere. For someone with PTSD, this isn't festive, it's overwhelming. Your nervous system doesn't know the difference between a crowded Target on Black Friday and a crowded marketplace downrange. Your body goes into threat mode, fight or flight, and there's no relief because the holidays are everywhere for 6 straight weeks. Third, grief. If you lost brothers or sisters in combat, the holidays hit different. Every be grateful message, every family photo, every empty seat at your table, it's a reminder of who didn't make it home. And civilians don't get it. They're posting their gratitude lists while you're remembering faces that should be there. Fourth, isolation. Even when you're surrounded by family, your relatives are talking about football and politics and what Aunt Karen said at dinner. Meanwhile, you're sitting there thinking about things you can't talk about, experiences they'll never understand, a whole part of your life that's off limits at family gatherings. You can be in a room full of people who love you and still feel completely alone. Fifth, alcohol pressure. The holidays are soaked in booze. Office parties, family dinners, New Year's Eve, and if you're in recovery or trying to stay sober, you're navigating a minefield. Come on, just one drink. It's Christmas. You're not fun anymore. What, you think you're better than us? It's relentless. And saying no over and over again takes energy you might not have. Sixth, you can't escape it. With the 4th of July, you can avoid fireworks, stay home, put on noise-canceling headphones. It's one day, but the holidays, they start before Thanksgiving and run through New Year's. 6 weeks minimum. It's on every TV show, every radio station, every store you walk into. There's no escape. And finally, and this one's the kicker, moral injury. A lot of us have seen humanity at its worst. We've witnessed violence, death, betrayal. We've made impossible choices in impossible situations. We carry the weight of what we've seen and what we've done. And then the holidays roll around, celebrating peace, love, joy, goodwill towards men, and all the shit we know isn't true based on what we've experienced. That cognitive dissonance between the world you know exists and the world everyone's pretending to celebrate, that's moral injury. And it makes you feel even more disconnected from everyone around you. Look, I need to be honest with you about something. The holidays are hard for me too. I put on a good show. I show up to my family gatherings, I buy presents, I smile for the photos, but internally, I'm white-knuckling my way through most of December. There was a stretch of years after I got out where I just disappeared during the holidays. I'd make excuses. Work's crazy. I'm sick. Can't make it this year, because it was easier to be alone than to sit at a table full of people and feel like an alien. And the worst part? The guilt. My family loves me. They want to see me. They're not doing anything wrong. They're just celebrating the holidays like normal people. But I'd sit there feeling nothing, or worse, feeling irritated that everyone was so goddamn cheerful while I was drowning. And then I'd feel guilty for feeling that way, which made everything worse. I've gotten better at managing it over the years. I've learned what my limits are. I've learned when to show up and when to tap out. I've learned how to communicate with my family about what I need. But it's still work, every single year. I'm sharing this because if you're struggling right now, if you're dreading the next few weeks, you're not broken, you're not ungrateful, you're not weak. You're carrying weight that most people can't see, and sometimes that weight gets heavier during a season that's supposed to be light. That's real, and it's okay to acknowledge. Let's talk about what's actually happening in your brain and body during the holidays. When you have PTSD or TBI, your nervous system is already running hot. Your threat detection system is hyperactive. You're constantly scanning for danger, even when there isn't any. Now add holiday stress, financial pressure, social obligations, crowded spaces, noise, alcohol, family dynamics, sleep disruption. Your nervous system goes into overdrive. Cortisol and adrenaline levels spike. Your body thinks it's under threat. And here's the thing about your sustained stress. Your body can handle short bursts. That's what it's designed for. Fight or flight works when the threat is immediate and temporary. But 6 weeks of sustained stress, your system can't maintain that. You start breaking down. Sleep suffers, appetite changes, irritability increases, concentration drops, physical pain gets worse, mental health symptoms intensify. It's not weakness, it's biology. Your body and brain are doing exactly what they're supposed to do when faced with prolonged stress. They're trying to survive. The problem is the holidays don't feel like a threat to everyone else. So when you're struggling, people don't understand why. But your nervous system doesn't care what the calendar says. It just knows you're under pressure. Add in the anniversary effect, where specific dates or seasons trigger memories of traumatic events, and you got a perfect storm. December might be when you deployed, or when you lost someone, or when something happened downrange that changed you. Your body remembers, even if you're not consciously thinking about it. Your nervous system is reacting to the time of year. This is why New Year's Day has such a high suicide rate for young veterans. It's not just one day. It's the culmination of 6 weeks of accumulated stress, isolation, triggers, and pressure. By January 1st, some veterans have nothing left in the tank. All right, enough of the heavy shit. Let's talk about how to actually get through this. First, set boundaries. You do not have to attend every event. You do not have to stay for the whole party. You do not have to explain yourself to everyone. I can only stay for an hour. I'm not doing the family photo this year. I need to leave early. That's it. No elaborate explanations, no apologies, just clear boundaries. Your mental health is more important than someone's feelings about you leaving their party. Second, have an exit plan. Before you go to any event, know how you're getting out. Drive yourself instead of carpooling. Keeping your coat nearby. Have a friend you can text if you need an excuse to leave. When you know you can leave any time, it's easier to stay. Third, limit alcohol. I'm not your dad. I'm not telling you what to do, but I will tell you this. Alcohol makes everything worse. It disrupts sleep. It increases anxiety. It lowers your threshold for triggers. And if you're already struggling, adding alcohol to the mix is like throwing gasoline on a fire. If you're in recovery, protect your sobriety like your life depends on it, because it does. Fourth, keep your routine. When everything else is chaos, your routine is your anchor. Keep your sleep schedule. Keep your workout schedule. Keep your therapy appointments. Don't skip the shit that keeps you stable just because it's the holidays. The holidays are temporary. Your mental health is not. Fifth, connect with other veterans. Your family loves you, but they don't get it. Find someone who does. Text a battle buddy. Join a veterans group. Go to a VFW. Even just knowing other people are struggling too makes it easier to bear. You're not supposed to carry this alone. Sixth, lower your expectations. The holidays don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be magical. They don't even have to be good. They just have to be survived. If you make it to January 2nd, that's a win. Everything else is bonus. Seventh, use your resources. If you're in crisis, if you're thinking about hurting yourself, call the Veterans Crisis Line, 988, press 1. They're available 24/7 Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, 3 a.m. on a Tuesday. They're there. You can also text 838-255 or chat online at veterancrisisline.net. This is not weakness. This is using the tools available to you to survive warriors' call for backup. That's what this is. Now, if you're listening to this because you have a veteran in your life and you want to help, here's what you need to know. First, understand that they're not being difficult. If your veteran doesn't want to come to the party or leaves early or seems distant at dinner, they're not rejecting you. They're managing invisible wounds you can't see. PTSD doesn't care that it's Christmas. TBI doesn't take a holiday. And depression doesn't pause for family photos. Don't take it personally. Second, don't pressure them. Come on, just one drink. Why can't you just relax and have fun? Everyone else is here. Why can't you stay? Every time you pressure them, you make it worse. You make them feel more broken, more isolated, more like they don't belong. If they say they need to leave, let them leave. If they say they can't make it, respect that. Your job is to support them, not to fix them. Third, create low-pressure options. Instead of the big family gathering, offer a quiet dinner with just a few people. Instead of a crowded party, suggest a walk or a coffee. Give them ways to connect that doesn't involve crowds, noise, and overstimulation. Fourth, learn their triggers. Fireworks might not bother, but sudden loud noises do. Crowds might be okay in some contexts, but overwhelming in others. Pay attention. Ask questions. Learn what specifically is difficult for them, and then help them avoid those situations or prepare for them. Fifth, don't compare their experience. Other veterans seem fine at parties. Your friend from the service isn't like this. Every veteran's experience is different. Every person's mental health journey is unique. Comparison doesn't help. It just makes them feel more alone. Sixth, check in without being invasive. Hey, how are you really doing with the holidays? Do you need anything from me right now? I'm here if you want to talk, and I'm here if you don't. That's it. No interrogation, no forced conversation, just letting them know that you see them and that you're available. Seventh, take care of yourself too. Supporting someone with mental health challenges is exhausting, especially during the holidays when everything is already stressful. You can't pour from an empty cup. Make sure you're taking care of your own mental health too. Let's talk about the stigma around getting help. A lot of veterans won't reach out because they think it makes them weak. Because they survived war, how can they not handle the holidays? Here's the truth. Getting help is not weakness. It's strategy. When you're downrange and you need backup, you call for it. You don't try to handle the shitstorm alone because that's how you die. This is no different. Mental health struggles are not a character flaw. They're an injury. And like any injury, they require treatment. You wouldn't try to walk off a broken leg. Don't try to white knuckle your way through PTSD during the holidays. Use the tools available: therapy, medication, support groups, crisis lines, whatever works. The mission right now is survival. Use every resource you've got. Look, I know this episode was heavy, but I needed you to understand that if you're struggling right now, you're not alone. The statistics back it up, the science backs it up, and my own experience backs it up. The holidays are hard for a lot of veterans, period. But here's the hopeful part. You can survive this. I know you can because you've survived worse. You've made it through deployments, training, combat, loss, transition, all the shit that came before this. You can make it through December, and on January 2nd, when the holidays are over and you're still here, that's a victory. That's you refusing to become a statistic. That's you continuing the mission. So here's what I need you to do. If you're struggling, reach out. Call someone. Text someone. Use the Veterans Crisis Line if you need to. If you know a veteran who's struggling, check in on them. Not to fix them, just to let them know they're not alone. And if you make it to the other side of this season, come find me on social media and let me know. Because every veteran who survives this is a win for all of us. We're in this forge together. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll see you on the next one.